Ayan, hello.
Hello everyone! Ayan, sige papasukin
Anong
natin yung
problema
mga ating
sa
mga
internet ko?
viewers ngayon.
Kaya nga.
Alright, sige. Go ahead, Kay.
Okay naman ang internet ko. Delete.
Naglalag ka ng kaunti. I think you have to come,
Naglalag. Oh my
i-try mo
gosh.
ulit. Alright, ready ka na ba? Sige,
Later.
go ahead muna dyan sa spill
Yes.
mo, girl.
So ready ka na ba sa isang oras na balita at balitaktakan?
Samahan nyo kami sa mundo ng entertainment, music, at social media.
At sa tulong ng teknolohiya, we will keep you informed sa mga latest showbiz happening.
Kaya halina at sumali sa aming kwentuhan, ikwento na yan.
Isplook mo na yan. And of course, ikay-chika na yan dito lamang sa...
Starbuzz! Delayed talaga siya.
Starbuzz
Live!
Live. Ayan, delayed. Oh my God.
The views and opinions of the guests do not reflect the views and opinions of the hosts. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the hosts do not reflect the views and opinions of the show, the management of this page, and the affiliations of the hosts.
Too different, too wild, too loud, done with too much style, too far, too futuristic, and far too young to mess with, too smooth, too elevated, too smart, too concentrated, too ill, too ever stand still, too hard-headed to bend to think. Feel something real, feel something real, feel something real, feel something real, yeah!
Alright, sige. Hintayin muna natin yung ating kapartner dahil nagkakaroon siya ng technical difficulties right now. Ayan, okay ka na ba dyan?
Maybe it's because of the rain.
Because of the rain. Kaya may lag. Akala ko ba sa Pilipinas lang yung may ganyan na lag kapag quiet.
Maybe it's because of the rain.
Meron ka bang ibang kwan dyan na pwedeng gamitin na gadget?
Kaya nga eh.
Alright, anyway, sige, makipagkumustahan muna tayo. Kamusta ka na? Kamusta na ang linggo?
Okay naman. Ito, guys, kakakuha ko nga lang ng booster shot yesterday. And yesterday night. And this morning, ayan, medyo nilalagnat po ako. Side effect lang naman siya ng shot. Nilalagnat ako, tapos may chills. And sobrang masakit yung katawan. Pero I feel better now. Okay na naman ako. Bali, take lang ako ng painkiller and rest. Yan.
Right, sabi nga nila sabi nga nila ay talagang side effect daw talaga ng third shot nga, pinakamalakas daw ata yung third shot. So to all those who are going to take their third shot for COVID-19 vaccine, please take care. Yun, mag-ingat po tayo. Alright? And get well soon sa mga nagkakasakit. Okay? Sige, pag-usapan na natin ang ating mga stories this afternoon at tonight. Ito na ang ating mga Starbuzz stories. Alright, mauna ka na. Ikaw na ang mauna at magbasa para kay Claude.
Eto na nga, so pasabog nga itong announcement ng dating PBB or Pinoy Big Brother housemates na sina Makoy De Leon at Elise Hoson sa isang episode ng PBB kung saan bumisita ang dalawa. Linggo ng gabi, October 31, nang ilahad ng dalawa sa kanilang guesting sa Pinoy Big Brother Community Season 10 ang isang big revelation patungkol sa kanilang bagong tinatahak na baitang ng kanilang buhay at pagkakaroon ng baby girl nga. So, this is baby Felice Mackenzie. Ayan po, yung pangalan niya galing po syempre hati sa Makoy. Ayan. So, kinuha nga yung name from Elise and Makoy. Samantalang, isa na si #Nico Natividad sa kanyang partner at nanay ng kanyang anak na si Shello Eusebio nito lamang na linggo, October 1, 2021. Naganap ang kanilang pag-iisang dibdib sa Club Ananda sa Nasugbu, Batangas. Matatandaan na noong August ay inanunsyo nga ni Nico at Shello ang kanilang YouTube channel na engaged na sila.
Alright, congratulations sa inyo. Congratulations kina Makoy, kina Elise, and of course kay
Elise,
Nico and
Nico,
kay
and Shelo.
Shelo. Alright. Ito naman, ang ating pangalawang balita. Ito yung binalita natin recently lang. Sabi nga niya dito, positive ako. Ito ang ni-reveal kahapon or noong isang araw ni Jeneline Mercado sa panayam sa kanya ng 24 oras. Sa kanyang kasama ng long-time boyfriend niya o nabuntis siya. Yun, buntis siya doon sa ang father ng kanyang pinagdadala ay si Dennis Trillo. Ito nga yung long-time boyfriend niya. So buntis nga daw si Jeneline na una niyang nalaman habang naka-locked in taping ng kanyang bagong serye na Love, Die, Repeat. Ni-reveal na rin ng dalawa na magpapakasal na sila. Nagkaroon lang ng isang simpleng proposal si Dennis kay Jeneline sa basement ng kanilang bahay at nagbukas nga yung pintuan. Yung nakikita nyo dyan sa picture, nagbukas nga yung pintuan sa kanilang basement na may nakasulat na Marry Me. Dito nga lumuhod si Dennis na may dalang singsing at nag-propose ng sa kanyang girlfriend. Sana all nga daw. Wala pang araw-araw kung kailan sila magpapakasal.
Tama.
Okay? Go ahead, girl.
Yes, at ito na nga, Star Bros number 3. Magandang balita naman para sa mga pageants fanatics. Pilipinas na mayagpag sa international pageant stage. Noong nakaraang Sabado ng umaga, naiuwi ni Miss Cinderella Ubeñeta ang pangalawang titulo ng Pilipinas bilang Miss Intercontinental 2021. At sumunod na araw naman naganap ang Miss Americana 2021 sa Bolivia. At si Miss Mexico, Andrea Bazarte, ang nakasungkit ng titulo. Di naman nagpahuli ang pambato ng Pilipinas na si Emmanuel Vera na isang singer at actress na nag-uwi bilang third runner-up sa Patimpalak. Sa darating na 5th November naman ay gaganapin ang final night ng Miss Globe 2021 sa Albania at si Miss Maureen Montange ang pambato ng Pilipinas na Tubong Batangas. At di rin naman nagpapahuli ang matitipunong kahihan na nagpakita ng kanilang ang Misters of Filipinas 2021 na naganap noong 30th October sa Negros Oriental at si Mr. Nadim Elzen of Philco UAE ang pinangalan ng Man of the World Philippines 2021. Pinangalanan na din ang Mr. Gay World 2021 noong nakaraang 31st ng Oktobre at first runner-up ang pambato ng Pilipinas na si Joel Ray Carcasona. Ayan.
Alright. Sige, ang daming mga pa-contest na ang daming beauty pageant ngayon. Parang ito talaga yung panahon ng mga pageants. Etong mga buwan na ito, 'di ba? Parang mapalalaki o hindi masyadong lalaki at saka mga babae. Talagang ito na yung season ng mga beauty pageants. Speaking of beauty pageants, makakasama natin tonight ang newly crowned Miss World Singapore. Siya yung ating makakasama natin tonight. Pero bago siguro yan, partner, maghanap ka muna ng gadget mo at talagang naglalag ka habang umpisan ko muna tong interview kay Miss World Singapore. Alright, sige. Panoorin muna natin ito.
Alright.
Despite the restrictions caused by COVID-19 pandemic, beauty pageants remain to be a staple for pageant enthusiasts all over the world. That includes Singapore with the conclusion of two of the major pageants, one of which is Miss World Singapore. The new queen is now preparing for the major world event to be held in Puerto Rico this December. What is like the journey of being Miss World Singapore in the midst of a pandemic? What are her preparations for the said competition? Let us get to know more of this multi-talented lady who loves to sing, dance, create videos, and more. Miss World Singapore 2021, Khailing Ho, fresh on Starbuzz Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor to have tonight Miss World Singapore 2021, Khailing Ho. Good evening to you, Khailing.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having me.
It's our pleasure and our honor for our reigning Miss World Singapore to be joining us tonight in our very small show here in Singapore. And first of all, congratulations to you. Congratulations for winning the crown.
Thank you so much.
Right. So right now, how do you feel right now? Has it sink in? But I think before you answer that, I've heard that you're actually a singer, and that's why maybe you would try. Maybe I will ask you to to describe your feeling right now through a song. So, how do you feel right now after winning the crown? What
Did I,
song is it? What song would describe your feeling right now?
um,
Did I put you on spot?
there's so many songs that go through my day, like every single day, that like it comes in and out. So there's like um, uh, a song that I feel I could just say "Happy" by Pharrell Williams.
Which
I
is
um,
how does
have
it how does it how does that sound like? Even though I know the song, but would you want to share a little bit of the lyrics of that song?
um, like sing it, or do I
You
speak?
can sing it if you want to sing it.
If I remember the lyrics, I'm so sorry, but it goes, "Cause I'm happy, clap along if you feel like you're landing on the roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel."
Yes, all right. Did I put you on spot on your first question? But really, how do you feel right now? Do you feel happy, or what other feelings do you have right now?
Well, to be honest, I still feel in shock because, I'm still trying to bring myself together. Like, is this real? And of course, I am flattered and grateful and thankful to everyone who has supported me throughout this beautiful journey of mine and being able to, use this platform to advocate in mental health awareness.
But has it really sink in already?
Um, well, when I wake up and then I like look at my phone and I have like all my scheduled of what I have to do, and I'm like, oh, like here we go again, another day. But I guess it's slowly starting to sink in because the days are like coming closer,
Mhm.
and it's getting heated and exciting and scary, full of so
Mhm.
many emotions
Mhm.
that I wouldn't know how to describe.
Right. Let's just get the timeline for this. You actually won in October, right? Was it
Yeah.
first week of October? Do you
Well,
remember?
technic- mm, technically the first week. I knew it was
First
on
week.
Saturday, but it was
Okay.
definitely the first week.
Okay. So it was it was on a Saturday, and then the pageant in Puerto Rico will be in December. So you probably have like less than 3 months of preparation for this pageant, I suppose, or even less, right?
Yeah, less than 3 months, I suppose. Yeah.
Right. But did you expect to win?
Well, to me, every contestant is a winner, and all of us can only do our best. Knowingly, I have truly worked towards my best abilities. And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I'm just still very honored to represent my country, Singapore.
All right. But okay, maybe we will try to understand more of what actually happened during the competition, but we want to really know you more.
Mhm.
Like, how was your childhood? Can you share a little bit of your family, of your siblings, and perhaps how was your growing up as a kid? Were you a nerd student? Were you someone who likes to go to school, or you're more of the co-curricular or extracurricular activities that you're more fond doing?
Well, my childhood, I would say, it was full of surprises. I always loved to be adventurous and to explore the world. And, obviously, I know that school was definitely important, but I always had to find time to
Mhm.
and make time for all these activities because I actually started making YouTube videos like at the age of 8, and I learned
Wow.
to edit them as well.
And you
Yeah,
were editing it yourself when
yeah,
you were
on my
8.
iPhone. Yeah.
Wow.
And so I was also always like dancing and singing around the house. And I feel that one of the challenges that I had to face was to actually convince my parents about my future career, as understandably, my studies were always the priority. But I had never given up on my dream, and my parents seen my perseverance, and since then they've always been really supportive.
Mm-mm.
But I would also like to start off by saying that I'm forever grateful for my nanny, who I'm extremely close to, and she's been taking care of me since the day I was born. So she
Wow.
feels like family to me. And
Mm-mm.
however, being the youngest in my family of four, my mom, my dad, and my older sister, we have
Mm-mm.
like many similarities and many differences, but I consider myself very fortunate to have exemplary family members to replicate good values and skills from. As
Mm-mm.
growing up, I had always looked up to my parents. They taught
Mm-mm.
my sister and I how to appreciate and to be grateful in life. And my mother, especially, she had also been a past beauty queen, and
Really?
she was always volunteering and helping out in charity organizations while as bringing us along. And I remember when I was a little girl and I looked up to my mom and I said, I want to be like you when I grow up and support as many people as I
Oh.
can in my own way, which brings me to why I had taken part in Miss World, as I support the Beauty with the Purpose organization.
So it was her who actually asked you or pushed you to join the
Um,
pageant, is it?
no,
Or no?
like
It
we
wasn't her.
no, we never like thought about it. It was more of like her
Okay.
friends. Her friends were like, "You should really ask her to join." And I just came back from school, and
Mm-mm.
so my mom was like, "Do you want to do this?" And I was like, "Wow, I've never thought of taking like part in something so big and
Mm-mm.
important." And since I had some time while I was working towards my music career, so I
Mm-mm.
decided to take this time and opportunity to try it out and see where it goes. And surprisingly, I got the title, and I'm so grateful and fortunate to be able to take my mom's footsteps as well.
And the surprises keeps on coming even until now. Surprises are still, coming to you. But you were saying that okay, you were close also to your nanny. What is the name of your nanny? You can do a
Um,
shout out for her. What's
I call her Tita, but she's called
uh,
Loretta, and she's also from the Philippines. And I,
Wow, shout out to you, Miss Loretta. Ate Loretta, kung is she watching right now? You probably have to tell her to watch this.
she's probably downstairs or something.
Ate
She
Loretta. Yeah, Ate Loretta, you really did a very good job. Napalaki mo ng maayos itong alaga mo. Thank you very much for that. All right. And then you mentioned that you actually just came from school, which means did you actually study overseas or in Singapore?
I studied overseas and I was
I
in a boarding
see.
school. So I think
Okay.
it was such a great opportunity to be able to study abroad, as I actually asked my mom because I wanted to be independent. And, especially with this Miss World trip, I will be by myself
Mm-mm.
and I have to
Mm-mm.
do everything by myself, which I feel that everything that I've learned from boarding school could also be brought to what like in this world. So I think
Mm-mm.
it's amazing, because you have to share your things. And like a room, I had to share a room with like three people before, and it was like
Mhm.
two, and then we had one ourselves in the bathroom, and just making sure that it's like we feel like we are a family. And I think the Miss World organization, we're also all here for a reason, to support and reach out to as many people as we can in the things that we advocate in, and learn so much more about each other. So I think that's amazing. And yeah.
And that really, created you to be really a more independent woman that you are right now, I suppose, right? When you went out of your house and you've studied and you've become very independent. So look at you right now. You're Miss World Singapore, right? Kay, I think Kay could not hear me well. She's still having some problems. So, okay, we learned that you started dancing when you were 12 and even competed within the region. I've seen some of your videos in your Instagram, and today you aspire to be a professional singer and a songwriter. Wow, you're such a multi-talented girl. How did you get to love the arts of music and dancing, and who were your influences? Is it like your parents are coming from you have a musical background, or who were your influences when you were younger?
Well, with music, I did not have a musical background. You know, the other day I stumbled across like videos of me when I was 9 years old with the voice memo, and I was listening to it, and I was like, oh my gosh. And looking through, the improvements really like makes me feel that I've just kept going and trying and exploring new things. But it also started, with my dearest nanny who loves singing as well, and
Wow.
she told me since the age of 4, um, I always been singing with her because my mom had asked her to use the karaoke machine at home to sing with me, and she said that I could even sing her Tagalog songs, and
Wow.
and she also said that told my mom and said that she's gonna be a singer one day. And I had a piano at home where I had a few lessons for when I was 6 years old, and I kind of stopped. But after a few years later, I picked it up again from YouTube, and till this day, I've just taught myself through playing by ear. I can't read musical notes, and I started to pick up the ukulele and the guitar. And my father, however, he was in a band. He was a drummer back in his days, which also made me want to pick up the drums. However, as of right now, I don't have much time to learn, but I would definitely start to learn more after the Miss World event. But, following up with my singing, it has always been a secret to me, and I always sang in my lovely shower day and night, and it developed to the staircase. And my family always thought that it was just for fun, and so did I. But over the years, when I was 15 in boarding school, my friends heard me sing while I was packing my clothes, and they were like, you should start posting covers. And I was like, what? I was so scared, but I gave it a thought and I decided to try, although I was scared about what other people would think. And after posting my covers, I had a lot of compliments and I was so motivated to do more. And then around the beginning of last year, my parents stumbled across me singing on the staircase and were like, whoa, this, you sound like this. And they're like, you can sing. And I just laughed and I was like, yeah, I love it so much. And because I would be too scared to sing in front of them as well. But then, I laughed and then they started to support me in wanting to develop this as my career after completing high school. But with dancing, I did start at the age of 12, but before that, I had always been teaching myself gymnastic tricks, and I was always dancing my heart out to music, while as making random dances with my older sister to perform in front of my parents. And I was actually influenced by this show called Shake It Up. I'm not sure if you've heard it. It's on Disney Channel. And I remembered, I've always watched them dance, and then I stumbled across this YouTube dance page, and I quickly ran to my mom's room and I said, I really want to dance, and she was like, okay, it's exercise, so we'll let you try on a class. And I quickly called and found a studio, and then ever since I have fallen in love with it so deeply and working really hard. And after the year, I've been invited to join dance competitions with solos and groups, which made me open to more dance genres. And I had even been able to travel to do dance competitions, which was amazing, and not only in Singapore. So
Where were these places
it
you
was
went to?
it was in Hong Kong, and because this competition is called Get the Beat Dance competition, and it's from Australia. So it's really known in Australia, and they travel globally to do about 50 something countries to do these competitions, which it's I love. I miss the feeling of getting ready and being with my friends. And before going on stage, we will be so nervous. And once we're on stage, we'll just feel like we belong there. So I definitely do miss that, which I'm so excited to be on the Miss World stage
Right. I can sense, I can really sense how enthusiastic you are when you're talking about your dancing experience, your dancing um years. And I could really sense that you're so excited to really go to the competition right now and really show them how good you are in dancing or singing. What are you gonna do in Miss World? Is it gonna be dancing or singing?
Well, I think right now I would kind of want to keep it down
Secret
low so you
first.
guys would find out what I will be doing on the world stage. So, you'd like, or maybe she could be doing something else. It might not be dancing or singing.
Or it could be both at the same time. Yeah, we couldn't tell. Right, right. But you've mentioned that your father is also part of a band, so most likely you already have that blood for the music. You have your father is a musician, so definitely that is where, or it is where you actually got that influence of or that blood in terms of your musicality. Right. Okay. Do you have? We've also heard that you are doing horse riding. In fact, I've seen a picture of you with a horse. You're doing wake surfing. You're editing videos, and you're doing so much. You're even a sporty woman. What can't you do? Is there anything that you cannot do? Do you know how
What?
to cook?
Yes, I do. I love cooking. It's so fun.
Wow. Do you know how to do what do you call this? Visual arts. Can you paint? Can you draw?
That is more leading towards my father and my sister. They are amazing at drawing and painting. I do struggle a bit in that section. But, I believe that although there's so many things that people are able to do and maybe things that they feel that they can't do, I believe that nothing is impossible because I love challenges. And, my motto is actually failure is the key to success. And,
Wow, failure
dreams,
is the key to success. Okay, I like
yes.
that.
And dreams are hard, but don't give up because they're impossible, but because they are the first step to I'm possible. And I had always been willing to try new things, and I'm very fortunate and blessed that I have all these opportunities to have and all these facilities from my parents. I don't believe anyone is born with multi talents, but I believe it's all about determination and hard work and interest. So,
Wow, that's so nice to hear. All right. Is there any special talent that you haven't really shared to the public that maybe you would be able to share it for the first time here in Rated J?
um,
Or
I
or
have
have
a
or has everyone seen your talents already in your social media platforms?
well, I feel that there's probably some hidden talent or something that I've not shared with the public. But
Mm-mm.
I feel that maybe along the way, if you follow me on social media, it could be revealed at Khailing Ho, maybe you will get the answer then.
You can follow her in her Instagram. That's Khailing Ho, and you'll get to see a lot of her, activities there. She has posted a lot of her videos on dancing and singing. Right, that's such a very multi-talented girl. All right, okay. This is not rated J if you're not going through a lot of different tests. Okay, so first test that we're gonna do is called fast talk. All right. So you will have to choose only one among a set of options, and you just have to state your answer without giving any explanation. So, for example, if I ask you, let's say, which one do you want, spaghetti or macaroni, something like that. So you just have to answer without any without any explanations, but you have
Okay,
to answer it within 1 minute. Okay. So I have 10 questions here. You have to just answer it in 1 minute. Okay,
okay.
so I'll just have to turn on my 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 timer right now. All right, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. If not, there's a consequence if you're not be able to answer it in 1 minute. Okay. All right. Okay. In three, two, one, go. Black or white?
Back.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Sneakers or heels?
Sneakers.
TV shows or movies?
TV shows.
Mama's girl or papa's girl?
Mama's girl.
Chicken rice or curry chicken?
Chicken rice.
Rice or noodles?
Noodles.
Singing or dancing?
Singing.
Lights on or lights off?
Lights off.
Someone you love or someone who loves you?
Someone I love.
Okay, 41 seconds. All right, you did
That
it.
hard.
Was that hard? Was it difficult?
I found
But
the most difficult was the mom and dad question because everyone will
oh,
always want to answer both.
yeah, but of course you only have to choose one. So usually for girls, they would always say it's a papa's girl, but in your case, it's actually a mama's girl. Ah,
Yeah,
your
well,
mom will really love it
I don't know.
if she
I
received
still
it.
couldn't decide. I still love both equally.
Yeah.
I just had to quickly say one because if not, there'll be a penalty.
But you said sneakers or heels and you chose sneakers. I've seen that you like Jordans.
Yes, I do.
Yes, and unfortunately, I couldn't wear Jordans because it's too flat for me. That's why I always buy Air Force Ones and Air
Mm,
Maxes. I'm a huge Nike fan.
I
I'm a
love
huge Nike what do you call this? Air Force One fan. In fact, I just bought one yesterday or the other day, the newly
it.
released one.
What color
and I,
was it?
and this one I've got to show you.
Oh,
I just want to share while we are online right now because I really love it. This is the one I bought.
wow. I love
Right, it's
to
colorful.
take this out of the box. It's so
I love
so
my sneakers, and yeah, that's why we could be friends because of sneakers.
cool.
And yeah, this because I've seen a lot of your pictures. You're actually wearing a lot of Jordan. So,
I love
and it's
that.
very very cool. I'm sure when you're gonna get married, you have to wear that Jordans as well.
Maybe
Why not?
sneaker Jordans and heels. Someone could
And
invent that.
heels.
Yeah.
We probably have to ask the designers of Nike for that. Anyways, you've also mentioned that singing versus dancing, you really love to sing.
Yes, I do. I love singing.
So you could sacrifice your dancing and just pursue singing.
Yes, for sure, 100%, with all my
Mm.
heart and soul.
Oh, okay, that's amazing. And the last one that really stuck me is someone you love or someone who loves you. You've said someone you love, but what if the other person doesn't love you that much?
Well, when you told me that question, I wasn't ever like thinking about someone else loving me. It was more of, I always love to spread my love and kindness around for my family and friends. And it makes me happy, like when I give someone a present or I buy someone something and or the way that I show my love and care to them and when it puts a smile on their face, it also gives me the happiness and joy that I feel from them. So that's what I thought when you asked me that question.
But if you don't mind me asking, I mean, you may or you may not answer this. There's no consequence if you don't answer this. Are you in a relationship right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Or is it because your parents are watching? That's why I have to say no.
No, I'm taking my time to, focus on myself and to learn
True.
more about myself while, doing the most that I can for everyone around me. And I don't really necessarily feel like I need to be in a relationship, but if the right time comes, then it comes.
All right. So, and in that note, we are going to do our next portion, which is called, let me see, fast talk. No, it's the truth and nothing but the truth.
Okay.
Okay. So, this segment is a little bit serious. So, it's the questions are even tough questions. I formerly call it tough cues or tough questions, but now we're gonna ask you, and you have to answer it with the truth. All
Okay.
right. So
Yeah.
here it is. These are your questions for the truth. First question, Kylene. That night of Miss World Singapore 2021, You were asked the question, how has social media changed the world for better or for worse? Were you happy with your answer? And if you were to be asked again that question, what would be your answer? Kyling, what's the truth?
Well, to be honest, I do feel that I definitely answered it at my best capability and potential, and that I wouldn't go back on it if I had to change it, because I know that the answer that was given, it was definitely something that I was saying with my heart, and there is positives and negatives with social media, so I definitely wouldn't change that.
So were you happy with
Yes,
your
I was.
answer?
I was happy with my answer.
All right. Okay. Second question. They say that beauty pageants are irrelevant today. Kyling, what's the truth? Do you believe it?
Well, I would not say that beauty pageants are irrelevant. Many people out there think that beauty pageants is all about glam, and you just stand on the stage and look pretty with all the makeup and those beautiful gowns, but it's actually so much more to that. All these girls have everything. It's not only about what's on the outside, but it's what's on the inside, and we're all here to advocate in the things that we want to do. And for me personally, it's mental health, and I think it's a beautiful pageant that some that people have created in this world and community. And I think it's important because not many people do also see all the hard work and effort that's put behind the scenes. And I was a girl that thought that pageants was all about beauty and all the beauty standards, but then after being in this pageant, it's all about hard work, determination, bravery, and working with so many beautiful organizations to create this show. So I think it's definitely relevant today.
Very good answer. All right, here is your third question. Joining Miss World is a big responsibility. Given that Singapore has not been winning or has not been a winning country in beauty pageants, what then is your goal in Puerto Rico? Kyling, are you just going to have fun in Puerto Rico? What's the truth?
Well, I know everyone is talented in their own way. However, it's really up to the judges and in their eyes to, what they would want to see, what an 18-year-old Miss World Singapore can bring to the table to perform her best to win this title. However, my goal in this competition, is my role and my responsibility to advocate in mental health and to spread the awareness and to normalize conversations about it. As I, mentioned, that music has been something that's so important to me. It's so important to me, and it's definitely kept me grounded as I was someone who has battled and fought through mental health issues. And I found comfort in music and dancing, which helped me get through the darkest period of my life. I would want to take this opportunity to use this meaningful platform to advocate in mental health, and in the future to be able to inspire and influence others with my passion and with my music, because I want to connect with my audiences, and only with a wider platform am I able to inspire more lives all around the world.
I'm going to ask you a little bit more about that later on, but here's our fourth question. There has been comments during the pageant that the crown should have not been given to you, but to another candidate. Kylene, did you ever feel sad because of such comments? What's the truth?
Well, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and I'm just gonna still be here and do my best, and I'm not gonna try and, like, yes, it's good to listen to what other people have to say, but again, I've just tried my best and worked hard, and I feel that I've definitely, like, well, like, everyone does have their own opinion, and if so, and if I didn't win the crown on that day, I would still think that I have so much more room for improvement. I'm only 18 years old and I've just graduated from school, and there's so much more life experiences for me to learn and opportunities to take. And so I would just continue to work on myself and listen to positive comments and my family and friends who have been supporting me throughout this journey.
Our last question. Why should you win Miss World 2021, Kailing? Tell us the truth.
Why should I win Miss World Singapore 2021?
No, why should you win Miss World, not Miss
Oh,
World
Miss World.
Singapore?
Oh, Miss World. Oh, okay, sorry. Well, I believe that, there's going to be so many girls out there who deserve to win the crown as well. And however, there can only be one winner. And with Miss World, having the title is someone that comes with great responsibilities and someone who would really want to help the world and change the world for a better place. And I'm someone who is so passionate and driven in the things that I love to do. And I know, with working with Miss World organization, I would put my best heart and interest and my soul to this to do the best that I can for everyone else. And so with my talent as well and with singing is, I would want to create music to inspire and influence people out there. And so I feel that with all these traits, I should win Miss World 2021.
We have a winner. We have a winner. Congratulations, you did it. For our the truth.
Thank you.
Were you pressured? Did you feel
Yeah, my
I'm so
heart was
sorry,
just
yeah. I'm so sorry, yeah.
no, it's really fun. It's like
Because this
practice.
is not rated J if it's not, if it doesn't come with a twist. That's why. And I didn't put this into the pre-questions that I've given you because I want it to be more raw. And I hope you enjoyed that. At least it's like a little bit of a test for your Q&A when you go to your Miss World competition. You've
Yeah,
mentioned you're the youngest contestant in Miss World Singapore. With such a very young age, what preparations did you have to do?
well, I would say putting in a lot of hard work and working towards the express lane, to like polish up all the criteria needed to my best potential, from makeup to BWAP project to learning how to walk on heels and global speaking, and the list goes on. As I mentioned, I just graduated from school and I also had not been dancing for 2 years. So I had to pick my skills back and having to find a coach for my vocals, working closely with my personal consultant to pattern up my singing, and most importantly, keeping myself in check with my mental health, as it is important, because even before I participated in the Miss World Singapore contest, I was even working on my first album and my first music video.
Wow.
So, however, this has been on pause for Miss World. So I'm super excited to work back on it after a wider exposure for my singing career.
I can really sense that you're very, very passionate about music and about singing. And this is something that I'm pretty very sure that you would really succeed in this, because if you really have that passion, definitely there's no way but to really go up and be able to achieve all your dreams, as a singer and as a composer. You've mentioned you were also composing songs, right? You were writing songs as well, right?
Well, yeah, in my bedroom, like the late nights, and you just kind of pour your heart onto it. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
excited
would.
to share that in the
Mm,
following year.
Yeah, I would normally do that every time I'm let's say I'm bored in a train or in a bus. I would normally put into my notes, I would write songs. And then when I go back home, then I would start to write it and I would start to put music to it. So that's how I would usually, what do you call this? I would usually uh,
Compose, right? Right.
compose my songs, and unfortunately I don't like to release them because I'm shy. But my friends who are producers, they would normally ask me, hey, you have to go and release that, you have to go and because they wanted to really help me. But I'm just I'm not I don't believe in I don't have much belief of myself, when it comes to music and when it comes to writing. Let's talk about mental health,
Right. You've mentioned that you're an advocate of mental health. Is it also your advocacy that you will be bringing to Puerto Rico, and why mental health?
Yes, this is actually my advocacy that I'll be bringing to Puerto Rico. I am actually actively promoting mental health programs in Singapore. I
Mhm.
am also appointed as an ambassador of renowned social enterprise Hope Alliance organization to promote mental health awareness, and
Mhm.
an ambassador for Silver Ribbon organization to combat mental health stigma and to encourage others to seek early help. And the organizations really provide a robust support system and access to the professional medical advice to aid my campaign. And I've been working really hard and having all these meetings with them, and to see all my upcoming projects, because I have not really released as much information about it. It would
Mhm.
also be on my social media, which I'm super excited to announce what I've been doing and working on. And why I chose mental health is also because it's been something that's been so important to me and around the people that I love. You know, growing up as well during this pandemic, and it's been very hard, and I've seen a lot of people struggle through anxiety and depression and just the stress that they've been given with
Mhm.
society. And it's made me think a lot, with because I wanted to choose. There were so many things that I had wanted to choose for my BWAP project, and
Mhm.
because I love animals, and I always wanted to help the people that aren't as fortunate. But I really just felt that this was something that the world needed to hear, especially in Singapore.
Mhm.
And I have been a person that have struggled through mental health, and I've worked on myself really hard to get to where I am now, which I'm really proud of, and I would really want to share with the world that they're not the only one, and that they're not alone, and there's so much hope and room and space to get out of that darkness. So
Mhm.
it's also something that has really stood by me, and I was blessed to have dancing and singing by my side to help me get out of this. And so I would
Mhm.
want to use my music as well to let other people feel like they're not alone, or to
Right.
connect people together, with pop songs and stuff like that. It's I had been so inspired over the years, and
Mhm.
it's taken me quite a long time to
Mhm.
where I am today. And so I know
Mhm.
that everyone else out there is strong, and they will be able to do it as well. So,
Right. All right. Well, last month was actually Mental Health Month, right? Mental
yeah.
Awareness Health Month, because we had some, in our other shows, we featured a lot of this mental health episodes. We've guested some psychologists, psychiatrists, just to promote really mental health awareness within our kababayans, within the Filipino community here in Singapore. But have you been personally been affected with this mental health? I mean, you could probably share whatever you could just share. Were you affected even before the pandemic or during the pandemic when it comes to mental health?
Well, I would say that it's it's been a roller coaster ride,
Mm-hmm.
having to, as well, a lot of people put a smile on their face while they're struggling inside. And I was also someone who was really silent. So having to be able to advocate in mental health, to let people know that there are organizations and people that are willing to help, and that people that want to hear what you have to say and how you feel, to support them in the best way they can. And um, before the pandemic was actually the whole like when I was struggling through mental health. But
Mm-hmm.
due to lockdown and COVID, it didn't affect me, but it actually gave me a good opportunity to, you know, work on myself and to know myself deeper and to appreciate the people around me in life, to spread my love and kindness around. As you know,
Mm-hmm.
you will never know when is the last time you'll see them again. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but
And but how did you cope up with that, especially during the lock? I mean, we don't want to call it lockdown, but during that circuit breaker that we had it here, how did you cope up with that? Knowing that dance studios are closed, you could only probably sing online.
yeah.
How did you cope up with your mental health issues, if you have any, during that time?
Well, as well, dancing and singing is something that's part of my life, but I also spend time with my family and I spent time with my friends online through Skype calls and like house party. And,
Mm,
I also learned how to bake and cook even better than I was before. And it kind of made me open my eyes to more things and to appreciate nature because we were allowed to get out of our house to go on runs. So my mom, sister, and I would, go for runs every like evening to see the sunset, which was so beautiful. And yes, I did sing in my staircase throughout most of the time period of the pandemic situation. But with dancing, that was quite difficult because I don't have the space. But
mm,
all like I would, thanks to TikTok, I would say, it's been something that I love doing in creating videos with my friends and myself. You know, although I wasn't able to do all these tricks around, I was able to still move and have some space in. And I also was learning some dance routines on YouTube. So that was us that I just, you know although the pandemic may have not been had been difficult to be unable to go to our dance classes and our usual routines, but it teaches us to appreciate them even more. And I feel that I definitely did, but I was able to work around it. So I was I
mm,
was still being able to do all these things without going
mm.
to these places.
Did you get to learn any Filipino song?
No, I
No.
did, but I always hear, my nanny sing Tagalog songs and English songs, and
Mm.
but I would definitely be interested in learning. I would ask her after this for some.
Especially the love songs. I think your voice would suit very well those Filipino love songs. Yeah, you should try to introduce me to your nanny so that I could teach her. I mean, I could tell her what you should be singing. I could, because I could hear from your voice when I was looking at your videos that okay, she could really sing, and she fits to certain songs. That I could listen. I could hear it from how you sing. Okay, so what would be that first song that you would probably have it in your mind right now that maybe you could at least share it with our audience, like probably a chorus if you have just a
A first
chorus?
song that's in my mind right
Yes,
now.
yes.
Wow,
Aside from
another.
happy.
Um, damn. Wow. I'm trying to. There's so many artists that I love. It's so hard to always pick one song.
True, if you're a singer, you really have that problem when someone asks you to sing. It would be very difficult. Oh, which song should I be singing among my long list of favorite artists? But yeah, who is the first person in your mind?
The first person in my mind. There's like six popping up in my brain right now.
Okay, maybe the fifth one.
Uh, well, it kind of depends because I always love singing sad songs as well.
Yeah, can you
So
sing us a sad song
sad songs.
during this rainy, weather, bad weather that we have right now?
Um, Sorry, it's give me like a few seconds to try and think of one. What's your favorite song?
Oh, I'm a Celine Dion fan.
Oh, wow.
I don't think you're familiar with. I mean, your age probably you weren't. I mean, of course, you were born during the time that Celine Dion was on the peak of her career already, right? But do you know any Celine Dion song?
Um, yes, I do. I've heard it from this girl that actually sang on like X Factor or America's Got Talent, but
Okay,
it's not really in my mind right now. I just have
okay.
so many things on my mind that I
Or
just
you can just sing anything that you want to sing. Let's say coming from Rihanna, because I've seen that you were singing a Rihanna song. Or
well, I would love to sing you know Adele?
yes, of course, she has her new song right now.
Yes, she
Are
does
you
have
singing her
this
new
song.
song?
I don't mind singing a little bit of her new song.
I love it. I love that. All right.
Okay, let me just where does it start? Okay. There ain't no gold in this river, and that I've been washing my hands in forever. I know there is hope in these waters, but I can't bring myself to swim when I am drowning in this silence. Baby, let me go easy on me, baby. I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel the world around me. That's a snippet.
Right. Wow. I really loved that song. I was one of the first, I was really waiting for when the song was released a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago
because
when it
she
was released?
released a little bit on her Instagram live.
Mm,
I was like,
mm.
Adele's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. The queen is
Mhm.
coming back.
Yes, and I'm
And
so excited
with
for
her
that.
new body shape, with her, lesser. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
already what, 30th? Was it on the album 30? Is it 30 now, or I'm not sure.
I'm not sure
20.
if the
It's usually 25. So,
her album
anyways,
five
I
and
really
then
forgot already. I really forgot. Anyways, that was a very nice song, and that's a very nice voice that you have right now. When was the last time you've cried? Because I'm not gonna let you cry tonight, okay? So, but when was the last time you cried?
well, I don't really put a date or remember when the last time I cried, but I feel that everyone does go through the ups and downs with the amount of stress that they have, and I'm sure that everyone does cry. I don't think there's one person that could say that they don't cry, but maybe I would say maybe like mm, a week or two ago. I'm not too sure, but whenever like I feel the emotion through the music, and I always just write down my feelings and thoughts, and then it
Mhm.
all kind of comes down.
All right, going back to your Miss World competition, who is actually supporting you right now for this? I mean, are you going through a lot of trainings, or do you get advices from previous winners?
Well, yes, I've been going through a lot of trainings with my global speaking and music and dancing, and working with the organizations, and I've been so appreciative and grateful for the support that I have around me, really, especially with my mom,
Mhm,
as she was a beauty queen before, so she really does know how it's like to be in this industry, and
mhm,
she's been giving me a lot of tips and tricks and the way to present myself, and not many people are able to have that with their parents
mhm,
that were past beauty queens, so I'm forever grateful because I'm still like a bit like I do get a bit lost sometimes because I am really only 18, and there's so much
That's
room for
right.
improvement and space for me to learn, and I'm still learning every single day. And given the opportunity to represent my own country, Singapore, and to go to Puerto Rico to even experience even more with all these girls. So it's really exciting, nerve-wracking, all these emotions all at once. But
Yeah, you've just said that you're only 18, but you really don't sound 18. You really have so much in your mind. You have so much passion with what you're doing, and I really admire you for that. Hands up to you. Speaking of beauty queen, there's someone who wants to say something to you. Please watch this.
Hi, Khailing. You've been doing so well, and we're super proud of you. I can't wait to see what's in store for you in Puerto Rico, and we're all here supporting you all the way.
All right, that was Miss World Singapore 2019, Sheen. Sure, I'm not sure if I pronounced her name
yes,
correctly.
that is correct.
Right.
So sweet.
Yeah. How was your? I mean, have you been talking to her? Was she giving other advices as well, or it was only during the coronation that you get to meet her?
Um, I'm also forever grateful for Sheen. She's been helping me throughout this journey as well. And I've, you know, actually speak to her on a daily basis, and she's always giving me tips, and
Wow.
I'm always asking her questions. So being able to, have the past beauty queen to be able to guide me through this journey along is also very, very helpful. And as well with one of the contestants in the Miss World Top 10 finals, who has also been helping me throughout this journey. She's
Mm,
been super supportive, and
mm,
both her and Sheen and I, we, I'm very grateful to have them and my friends, because they just give me all these amazing tips and tricks because there's so much to learn and there's only
right.
so much that I know right now. But
Mm,
every day is a learning day. So,
right. Sheen is actually watching us right now. She's actually watching us. I gave her the link for her to watch.
I see.
And your sister is also watching. Sister, right?
Oh, she is.
She's your sister.
She's my older sister.
Cheryl is watching. I wanted to ask her for a very short message. I just messaged her on Facebook, but I think she wasn't able to see it. But we have so much greetings here. Filipinos all over here. Jovelyn, Zane,
Wow.
Elsa
Okay.
Maran, Nets is also watching. Jean, Brenda, Eurydice, Claude is also watching. He wasn't able to join us anymore. He's my co-host here as well. Brangelina Jolie Jones. Yeah, and okay. Cheryl said, "Mommy is so proud of you." I wish I could hear mommy. Mommy, if you're watching. All right,
Ask her to
baby
try and
daddy.
come here. I'm not too sure where she is right now in this house.
Mommy, if you're watching right now, please come down and join us in this talk. And also, her name is Lolita or Loretta? What's the name of your nanny?
Loretta.
Loretta. Hi, ate Loretta. Kung nanonood ka, baba ka, magpakita ka. Ayan. Jen Banasihan and Faye Changhao. Probably your friend, is it? Ida Buera, Jen, Karina is out there. Marian, Jeannie Digal Torres said, so pretty. All right. Okay. Okay. What is your greatest learning from the journey? I mean, just to end up this talk that we have right now, what's the greatest learning from this journey of Miss World Singapore?
Wow. Well, I would say that it's really hard to pick one because this entire experience has genuinely been such a great journey, and there's so much more to come in Puerto Rico. And so I just feel like this whole thing has just been such a great journey that I wouldn't be able to just mention one specific journey.
And to end this talk right now, I have three important things or three important people that you may probably want to give your message. One is for your fans and whoever is watching us right now. Second is for your family. What is your message for your family? And the third one is for yourself. What is your message to yourself? Just to end
Well,
up this talk.
well, to my fans, I am so grateful and thankful and appreciative. You guys have no idea that, you have been supporting me throughout this journey. And without you guys, I would also not be where I am today. And I hope that you would be super proud and be following up with my journey and this coming up Miss World 2021 in Puerto Rico. And to my family, you've been such an amazing, loving, caring, kind, supportive bunch. And I am forever grateful to have had you guys in my life and to be able to look up to you, and especially with my mom, who was the past beauty queen. And, there's so much that I've learned from you. And I am forever grateful and appreciative that, you have also seen who I am today and that I'm able to represent Singapore for Miss World and to not give up on me and have faith in me. And I love you guys forever and always. And to myself, I would definitely say to, not to be too harsh and critic. I'm sure everyone, we always pick out the little things and insecurities about ourselves, but we should just live life and love to the fullest and to just spread all the love and kindness around the world. And yeah, that's what I would have to say to myself and my family and my supporters. I'm so sorry I can't hear you.
I'm so sorry about that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for all those messages. And thank you very much for really joining us tonight. I really enjoyed this conversation. And I have to really admit it. First of all, you don't sound like 18 because you really are so matured when every time that you open your mouth, it's like I'm talking to an older woman. Secondly, I mean that's on a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. You I won't be surprised. If you'll be part of whatever top 20, top 10, or even taking the crown. But really, I've interviewed a lot of beauty queens as well here in our show, and you're really one of those that I really really admire every time you open your mouth. So please continue to do that, and please continue to be passionate with music because me as a musician, me as a music person, I am really so much I do have so much um respect
Love.
to people who are really into this industry and who really has this passion for music. So please continue, and we are all here to support you on your first album. We hope that you could come and guest again here in case that you're gonna release your first album, and I'm not gonna let you cry. Okay, so hopefully we're gonna hear you very soon in your first album. All right, with that, thank you very much, Khailing. Please stay tuned. I'm just gonna do my extra first. All right. And with that, yan po ang kabuuan ng aming kwentuhan ngayong gabi. Samahan niyo muli kami sa susunod na linggo sa isang gabi na naman ng masayang balitaan at balitaktakan mula po rito sa Singapore. Ako po si June. Ito ang programang ginawa ng mga Overseas Filipino mula sa kapwa Overseas Filipino. Ito po ang Star Buzz Live na hindi natin kasama yung ating mga kasama. Marami pong salamat sa inyong lahat.
Thank you for watching our program. Please do like and share this video. Don't forget to watch our other videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Salamat, Karita J.